Welcome along, fellow time travelers. This time around, we're going to talk about the life and death of George Michael. Before I begin, please like and share the show and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now let's begin our journey. George Michael's birth name, Yurios Kyriakos Panayotou. Yep, that's his name. Please don't ask me to say it twice. But in Greek, the name flows smoothly with a melodic quality typical of the Greek language. Okay, let's try it one more time. You ready? Yurios Kyriakos Panayotou. Good God, no wonder he changed his name. Nobody can pronounce that, unless you're Greek. Anyway, George Michael was born on June 25th of 1963 in East Finchley, London. He was a pop icon whose soulful voice, introspective songwriting, and magnetic charisma made him one of the most beloved artists of his generation. Rising to fame as half of Wham, before forging a solo career that blended pop, soul, and social commentary, Michael sold over 125 million records worldwide. His life was a complex tapestry of triumph, personal struggles, and artistic evolution, cut short, sadly, by a sudden death on Christmas, December 25th, 2016, at the age of 53 from heart failure. We miss George, don't we? For his unparalleled ability to channel raw emotion through his music, his distinctive vocal style shaped by diverse influences, and the profound impact of his songs, which offered solace and self-discovery to millions. His irreplaceability stems from his unique voice, fearless authenticity, and the cultural and personal experiences that shaped his art, leaving a void in today's music landscape that no one has fully been able to fill. So let's talk about his early life and influences. George's early life was marked by a blend of cultural influences and a deep love for music. His father was Greek. His name was Kyriakos, I believe is the best way to say it. He was a restaurateur, and his mother, Leslie, was English. She was a dancer, and together, Leslie and her husband, Kyriakos, raised George in a working-class North London household. His Greek heritage instilled a sense of resilience, while his British upbringing exposed him to the vibrant pop and soul scenes of the 1970s. As a shy, bespectacled teen, he found solace in music, idolizing artists like Elton John, Stevie Wonder, and Queen. He spent hours listening to BBC Radio 1, absorbing Motown's emotional depth, disco's groove, and glam rock's theatricality, which later informed his eclectic style. At Bushy Mead School, George formed a lifelong friendship with Andrew Ridgeley, with whom he started Wham in 1981. Their first band, The Executive, fizzled, but Wham's infectious pop, rooted in George's knack for melody and Ridgeley's charisma, caught fire. George's time busking in London underground stations honed his performance skills, while his Greek Orthodox upbringing and experiences as a second-generation immigrant gave him an outsider's perspective, fueling his introspective songwriting. By the time Wham signed with Inner Vision Records, George was poised to become a global star. So let's talk about his rise to stardom. Wham exploded with their 1983 debut album, Fantastic, and its follow-up, Make It Big, in 1984, which spawned hits like Wake Me Up, Before You Go Go, and Careless Whisper. The latter showcased George's soulful voice and lyrical depth, hinting at his future direction. Wham's upbeat image, the leather jackets, the neon shorts, and the boundless energy made them teen idols, but George craved artistic control. After Wham's historic 1985 concert in China and their final single, Last Christmas, he disbanded the group to pursue a solo career. His 1987 solo debut, Faith, was a masterpiece, selling 25 million copies and winning a Grammy. The album's blend of pop, R&B, and funk, seen in hits like Faith, Father Figure, and I Want Your Sex, revealed Michael's vocal range and fearless exploration of sensuality and spirituality. His voice, a rich tenor with a velvety texture, moved effortlessly from sultry lows to soaring highs, earning comparisons to Marvin Gaye. Subsequent albums like Listen Without Prejudice, Volume 1 in 1990, With its introspective freedom, 90 and Praying for Time cemented his reputation as a songwriter unafraid to tackle personal and sometimes political themes. Now let's talk about his emotional impact and songwriting. George's songs were emotional anchors for fans. His ballads like Careless Whisper and A Different Corner captured the ache of lost love with a sincerity that resonated deeply. Jesus to a Child, written after the death of his partner, Anselmo Felipa in 1993, was a haunting elegy. Its sparse arrangement amplified Michael's grief-stricken vocals. Upbeat tracks like Freedom, 90 were anthems of self-liberation, reflecting his battles with Sony over creative control and his struggles with his sexuality. Even his dance hits like Fast Love carried an undercurrent of longing, blending joy with melancholy. His voice was a conduit for raw emotion. Scientifically analyzed, it revealed a dynamic range and vibrato that conveyed vulnerability and strength, making listeners feel seen. Fans on platforms like Reddit describe his music as a warm hug, with songs like One More Try helping them through heartbreak or self-doubt. His ability to fuse soul, pop, and jazz, evident in covers like Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me with Elton John, created a universal appeal, touching listeners across demographics. His 1996 album, Older, written in the wake of personal loss, offered solace to those grappling with grief. Its lush production and candid lyrics a testament to his emotional honesty. George's live performances amplified his impact. His live tours showcased his vocal prowess and charisma, turning arenas into intimate spaces. His 1991 cover-to-cover tour, where he reinterpreted soul classics, highlighted his reverence for his influences while cementing his own legacy. Fans felt a personal connection as if Michael was singing their stories, a quality that endures in concert footage and tributes. Now let's talk about his personal struggles and his death. George's life was not without turmoil. As a gay man in the 1980s and 1990s, he faced intense pressure to conceal his sexuality, in fear of losing his base of female fans, who no doubt likely daydreamed quite a bit about being in some sort of sexual relationship with George, which was never going to happen. He came out publicly only after a 1998 arrest for a lewd act in a Beverly Hills restroom. The incident, which he addressed with humor in the Outside video, marked a turning point in his life. His relationship with Felipa, who died of age-related complications, and later with Kenny Goss, shaped his emotional landscape, infusing his music with authenticity. George also battled depression, substance abuse, and legal disputes with Sony, which drained him creatively and financially. In his later years, health issues plagued him. Pneumonia in 2011 nearly killed him, and he struggled with marijuana and GHB addiction. On Christmas Day of 2016, George was found dead in his Oxfordshire home. His death attributed to dilated cardiomyopathy with myocarditis and fatty liver. The loss stunned fans, who mourned not just a singer, but a cultural figure who had championed individuality and vulnerability. Now let's talk about why we miss him. We miss George Michael because his music bridged the personal and universal in ways few artists achieve today. His voice, with its soulful warmth and emotional clarity, conveyed a depth that feels absent in much of modern pop, where production often overshadows raw talent. Songs like Praying for Time, which critiqued social inequality, or Spinning the Wheel, which addressed AIDS stigma, tackled issues with a sincerity that resonates in today's polarized world. His ability to blend joy and sorrow, seen in Last Christmas or Heal the Pain, offered emotional catharsis, making fans feel understood. George's emotional authenticity was his superpower, his willingness to bare his soul, whether about love, loss, or identity, created a bond with his listeners. Posts on X praise his heartfelt delivery, with fans noting how Careless Whisper or Freedom helped them navigate personal struggles. In an era of fleeting viral hits, we crave artists who craft timeless songs with the depth of Older or Faith, which remain touchstones for self-reflection and resilience. Let's talk about the difficulty in replacing him. Replacing George Michael is nearly impossible due to his singular voice, his style, and all the influences that made those things great. His vocal style, blending Motown soul with pop's accessibility, was honed through years of studying Stevie Wonder and Aretha Franklin and so many others, yet filtered through his Greek, British identity. Modern artists rarely draw from such a rich tapestry, and few have the vocal range or emotional nuance that George displayed. His stage presence, confident yet vulnerable, as seen in some of his music videos, set a standard for charisma that's hard to match in today's heavily choreographed performances. His influences were uniquely his own. Growing up in a multicultural environment in London, Michael absorbed Greek folk, British punk, and American R&B, and he created a sound that was both global and intimate. His experiences as a closeted gay man added a layer of defiance and empathy to his work, qualities less prevalent in an industry now driven by algorithms and trends. As one particular music historian noted, George's ability to marry pop accessibility with soulful depth was a product of his era and personal journey, making him a rare figure. Now let's talk about the lasting void. George Michael's death left a chasm in music. His songs remain staples on radio and streaming platforms, with Last Christmas a perennial holiday hit and Faith a cultural touchstone. There have been tribute concerts and covers of his work, but no one has replicated his alchemy of voice, heart, and social conscience. In 2025, as pop leans toward transient trends, George's ability to craft enduring, emotionally rich music feels like a lost art. We miss him for his courage to be himself, his voice that carried our joys and sorrows, and the promise of what more he could have given. George Michael didn't just sing, he bared his soul, inviting his fans to do the same. And that invitation continues to resonate over the course of time. So, what do you think of George Michael? Were you a fan of his music and songs? Which were your favorites? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Kindly remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Please check out the links below to learn how to support my research and productions. Kindly be kind to all of our fellow Earthlings, and please do not harm them. And do yourself a favor and go to a local shelter and adopt a cat or a dog or both. You and they will be very glad that you did. Until next time, I wish you safe travels on all your journeys.